Okay, so in today's video, we're going to be talking about loops. And although loops are a very simple concept, ultimately they're a very powerful tool for us DJs. So the most important scenario we're going to be going over is the case where you're currently trying to mix in the first song, and the current track being played out is about to end. And you'll notice on the jog wheel that these white LED lights on the edge will start to flash more and more violently the closer it gets to the end. So in this very common scenario you're going to be encountering, loops really help us gain a lot more control of our tracks, and so we don't have to really stress out too much even if we're at the end of the song, so we can focus on the mix and transitioning to the next song. So another thing, a really important thing to mention here is the quantize feature on both of the CDJs. And so what that does is that it automatically helps us be very precise when we're setting our loop regions. So essentially how it works is while the track is currently being played, we set our in and out of the loop, and then that's pretty much it. It'll be in a constant loop, and this is the exit button. But if the quantize button is off, I'm going to demonstrate in this example that even though that you beat matched it correctly and you set the loop, it's going to absolutely throw off the whole mix and put everything out of sync. So let's demonstrate that. So we're going to do this with the quantize off, and we're at the end of the track, and you'll notice the LED will start to flash really violently. So it's a little hard to tell right now, but it's slowly over time becoming more and more out of sync, even though I was off by a few milliseconds. So in this case, it wasn't as obvious because I guess I was pretty lucky in my in and out, the time it took for me to press both these buttons. But even though I was just a few milliseconds off, over a time span of just a few seconds, it threw off the mix and everything was not beat matched. So that's why whenever you're behind the decks, you have to make sure that the quantize button is on and that your pitch lock is on as well, just for good measure. But we need these on so that you can confidently set your loops, knowing that it won't throw off the mix, and you can sort of worry about other creative things you want to do in the mix. So let's sort of like do this again, this time with quantize on. So I'm going to exit out the loop. So let's do this again. So now there's nothing to worry about. So we're all good, everything's in sync, and we can worry about other things. Another thing I want to point out, on the screen of the CDJ where you have the loop enabled, you'll see different regions on the touch bar where you can sort of interact with these regions on the touch bar. And so what that does is it controls the length or the size of the region. So the way I did it manually is that I put a 4-beat loop. So that's just pretty much how it sounds. And then if we touch one of these, we can sort of do like a lot of really cool creative rolls with those loops. And so this opens up a huge opportunity to create, automatically create build-ups on the fly, interesting remixes for your mix. So it's just a really cool tool to help you stand out a little more with your set. So in this example, we're going to be demonstrating a scenario where we're nearing the end of this track and we still haven't fully mixed in this track. So I'm going to do the full process and fully mix out of this track, and into this next song. So here we go. And so that's pretty much it for loops. Thanks for tuning in.